Hello. So this is a new type of video where you get to look at my ugly mug and I give you some of my opinions on some bike topics and then listen to some of yours. As you can see, I am holding a mic in front of my face because I haven't got a proper mic set up, but hopefully it should still sound okay. So for the first topic, it seems that the UK have finally updated their motorcycling license laws, and I think it's long overdue, to be honest, but at least it's happening. It's a little too late for me to take advantage of it, unfortunately, but I know there is, a few people that haven't got their license yet, and honestly, I think this is a much better path than there has been previously. So some of the changes would mean that 21-year-olds can now get their full license. Pretty sure that's like direct access, because technically you can get your full license at 21 already if you've had a A2 license for 2 years. So I'm guessing that just means you can just go straight to a full at 21, which is pretty good, I think. So you currently have to be 24 to do that, so 3 years earlier. That's not bad. Another change is that filtering will be being taught, and I think that's a very good addition. I don't know why it's taken this long to add that, really. I don't know if they already maybe teach some of that in the advanced riders course, but either way, I think that's a really good skill to know as a new rider. I think a lot of people just kind of figure it out on their own, so it's maybe not the safest. But another addition is some people might get annoyed at this, so you have to take a theory test before you can do your CBT now. Even though that is a bit of an annoyance to, it's now harder to get a CBT, I honestly think the CBT was so lackluster and really didn't teach you enough before sending you off on the road. So I think the theory test is a pretty good addition, to be honest. Riding around the road for an hour on a 125 doesn't mean you know how all the road rules. Engine capacity has nothing to do with, how well you know the road rules. It does, whether you're on a Yamaha YBR 125 or a Ninja H2, you're still following the same rules. So why wouldn't you have a theory test for both? Overall, I just think it's going to be a better balance of making sure the rider has enough skill, making sure that the hoops that you're jumping through, because there's probably just as many hoops still, but I think they're more logical hoops to jump through, which mean you're going to be safer. But I'm interested to know your thoughts on that, because I know it's not a clear-cut subject, and I know not everyone agrees that the current system's that bad, but yeah, we will see. So moving on to the next topic is electric bikes, and my little maybe slightly more optimistic take on it than you might be used to. As of October last year, 2023, it was confirmed that the sale of new petrol motorcycles would be banned in 2035. So for the mathematically inclined out there, that's about just over 10 years left, basically, to buy new petrol bikes. That's both a long time and a short time, depending on how you look at it. So 10 years is obviously just a long time, full stop. It might feel shorter depending. So for example, if you're like me and get a bike maybe every 3 to 4 years, or planning to, in a 10-year period, that's only about 3 to 4 more petrol bikes left before they're banned. In that way, it's going to feel a little bit shorter, I think. But yeah, at least that would be the case if we were forgetting the fact that you can still buy second-hand bikes after that date. So depending on how you look at it, say you bought a second-hand bike, right on the cusp of 2035, the year that they're going to be banned, then, if it's a reliable bike, that's probably going to last you another 10 years. So you've probably got, 2 more decades out of petrol bikes, really. I think by that time, obviously, a lot more people will have electric bikes anyway. But I think a lot of people think about this topic as if it's going to be, it's coming up very, very quickly. But I think we've got quite a bit of time left. I don't think we need to worry too much just yet. Perhaps this is just an optimistic coping mechanism in the face of an impending buzzing doom that is electric bikes. But yeah, I'm curious, what's your thoughts on it? I think there's a lot of negative opinions floating around, so I guess I just wanted to add my maybe slightly more positive, optimistic outlook on it. Interested to know your thoughts. Comment below, of course. So in the next section, I'm basically going to be asking some divisive bike questions, basically. And for this episode, the question is, are 1000cc bikes too much for the road? So we got quite a few answers actually, so that was pretty decent. Let's just go through them. So Anton Ruse 003, sorry if I'm butchering that. Your answer was maybe. As long as you're not going ballistic, it's probably alright. I think that's a fair opinion. That's fairly in the middle, I would say. That's probably where I stand as well. The answer from McChickenstripper was not at all. I have mates with thous and one even has the ZH2. Linear power and less high revving. It really does depend, I suppose, on the power delivery. Not every 1000cc is built the same, obviously. Moto Norwegian says, well, Harley Davidson has a lot of cc but not much power, I'm guessing that you mean. And it depends on how you ride. Again, yeah, just not all 1000cc's are built equal. I would agree with that. Yeah, I suppose that's the problem with this question. 1000cc obviously covers such a wide range of bikes. So we've got one from Scottish Hound. As soon as I'm allowed to ride one, I will let you know. Hashtag L plates. Yes, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. It's been a 6-year journey to get my full license, so it's yeah, that one hits hard. And the next one is from Travs, and your answer was, and yet a 5-litre sports car isn't. And yeah, that raises a very good point that, yeah, people don't seem to care about the power of cars. Like, you can be 17, if you can afford the insurance, then you can basically drive whatever. So yeah, very good point. So we got one from Ali's Adventures, and their answer was, I'd say no. A lot of power to get you out of trouble and a lot of fun. I moved to a Z1000 SX from the CBR 500 and I'd never move back. Smaller bikes are good for little Sunday rides, but bigger bikes are better for longer rides. Yeah, I suppose everyone has kind of a different bike in mind when you say an 1000cc. Like, someone might think, you know, a Gixxer, you know, a Panigale, or more sport touring orientated bikes. Obviously, most touring bikes are higher capacity anyway, and they seem to be better for that overall. And next we have Boots Before Trousers, and they say they are used to flex upon and impress people you don't like or care about. Horsepower, top trumps, etc. You don't need them the same way you don't need a 4x4 Range Rover to take your kids to school. Yeah, that's a very good argument for not having a bigger bike. This is the way that the question's worded as well, is like, do you need 1000cc bikes on the road? Or obviously not everything you want you necessarily need as well, but yeah, not always the most practical choice. And we've got Roo Rides 22, and you say, I think they are too much. You're easily losing your license before having fun on one. And again, I suppose it really depends on how much you trust yourself. It's obviously a lot harder to get into those crazy speeds on smaller capacity bikes, even though it is still possible, obviously. I would say someone who's going to lose their license on a 1000cc is probably still going to get into trouble on a smaller cc bike, depending on how small. But yeah, it might be more down to the rider rather than the bike. But yeah, I see where you're coming from with that one. And yeah, that was all the answers to that question, and obviously a wide range. But yeah, thank you for everyone that answered that. I'll be doing another one soon, so I hope to see some more answers. Thanks again. So yes, that was a new type of video. Hopefully you enjoyed. But yeah, it was interesting to see some other people's opinions as well. Hopefully this will be a series. Yeah, I'd like to do another one and see how this does. So yeah, if you liked it, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.